let's dive down straight to what transpired last week, where very few handful of House of Representative members came out to say, look, all these 2 terms for president, governors is getting too much. He's having this toll on Nigerians. Why not just focus on having a single term of 6 years for political office holders, weighing the odds? They came out, and of course, they just like saying that this is what we really want to do. I mean, and just I've been reacting to it, they've been talking about it, probably like, feeling the pulse of 2 terms. Why not just make it 1? Anyway, I still have Barrister Greg and of course Barrister Joshua to be sharing their thoughts and opinions in this particular discussion. Barrister Joshua, what do you feel about this assertion? Single term, this is not the first time it's coming up. But these few guys might say, look, it's getting too much. Let's cut the cost of governance. Make it a single term, 6 years max, and you're out. Take it up from there.
All right. The truth is, even 4 years is not actually a short term. 4 years is not a short term. You understand? I understand the fact that 6 years and 1 term we cut down cost of governance. We also cut down running an election and all of those expenses. But again, let's not forget that, like I said earlier, this thing has to be consensus. You understand? It has to be consensus. And we are here in Nigeria. We are seeing all other states. We see how the governors, they act, how they work, and the interest of their people. So this thing has to boil down to the interest, whether 6 years or whether 8 years. Who has the clear intention, to come down to the people, to work, to say, yes, I came to serve, because, that position is for service. It's supposed to be a charismatic position. You understand? So to me, whether 6 years or 8 years, and the 6 years, we even give. It's also a disadvantage that it will even give them enough time to even give them enough time for corruption, knowing that knowing that you're not coming again, it's enough. Yes, it's enough time. It's a calculated attempt. Knowing that you're not coming again, there's no second term for you, and this is
straight 6 years.
Straight 6 years. Do not forget that even the 8 years we are talking about, because of the fact that most times the power of incumbency tends to play in. It's an added advantage to whoever person who is in that seat to run for another election. But this case is actually not like that, because you know that, yes, as I'm winning this election, then again it will cause so many controversies, because you know that this is the first time. In another 6 years, somebody else will be coming. So it will now almost look like a do or die affair. In as much as even the 4 years, it's already like a do or die affair. So basically, to me, what I see around this bill that these guys initiated is that I'm happy that we have reasonable minds in the House of Representatives. We have intelligent and like minds who can actually come up with something reasonable, not people who go there to go and sit down and sleep. That is just one thing I look about it. But again, whether 6 years or whether 4 years, it has to be something that has to do with the conscience.
The conscience?
Yes, please.
I want to tell you
Yes, I've heard my learned colleague submission. I really distance from him. I'm strongly, firmly, I believe in the proposal, the bill for
single term, yeah.
But specifically 6 years. It's a right move in the right direction. Although before now there have been proposal, but at the end of the day, there's nothing happen. But I wish they could pass this particular bill into law. It's going to address a lot of issues in Nigeria political culture. For example, today we now have incumbency power. Why somebody is still on seat? Somebody that have just been sworn, why after 2 years, he will not be thinking of the governance. He will be busy campaigning and lavishing the public money to elections. So all those things, it's a confusion. Those political tension, unnecessary elections every 4 years. We are spending money for election. So it will create room for political stability in the country. So I'm vehemently in support of a system.
6 years single term.
6 years single term. So I wish the bill should say true. That is my belief. As my learned brother also said that it breeds corruption. That is not true. It will reduce corruption to the barest minimum. That is my own submission, in the sense that there's going to be mechanism put in place, institutions to watch the governor for the 6 years, because a lot of them cover up. After the 4 years, before you know it, they'll cover up for whatever the wrong they have done. So it's the best way to go.
It's the best way to go.
Yes.
Now, he said for political stability and, of course, to checkmate corruption, as against what you opine, said it's the best way to go.
All right. I still bet to also differ from what he said, because of the fact that even the 8 years we're talking about, a year or two is enough for someone to be politically corrupt. A year or two. We have seen cases of where someone just enter office in less than 2 months. You are hearing allegations of corruption. You understand? Like I said, it has to do with the conscience. It has to do with the conscience. We can see what some other governors are doing in other states. You can see that, yes, these people have the interest. It has to do with the interest at heart. Yes, of course, I want to partially agree with you, because of the fact that I think that it will cut down the cost of governance. But again, also look at the fact that 6 years is not also too different from 8 years, as the case may be, actually, because I think that it is sufficient time. It is sufficient time for any man to actually achieve what you want to achieve, whether positively or negatively. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a do or die affair. It's going to be a do or die affair, because this time is 6 years and 1 tenure. So that, okay, this time I'm going there. So everybody wants to go there in 6 years, because that in another 6 years it's going to be another time again. So everybody wants to go there. It's going to be a do or die affair. Clashes and all of those things. It's going to be, yes. So that's what
you're right. It's going to be a do or die affair, because you have just one shot.
Yes.
After that, nothing more.
Yes.
That desperation will just increase.
It cannot be. The reason is that there's going to be the governor or the president, as the case may be, will also focus, will also picture his mind that, I have 6 years to go. So this is issue of a constitutional amendment, as the case may be. Before now, we have the constitution allowed 4 years, like 2 terms. That is what the constitution allows. So once a person is elected for a period of 6 years, as the case may be, he will focus. He will dedicate his time for his administration instead of politics for the election. You see, some of them, once they are there, they are concerned about the election. They devote time and the resources of the state for the election. So once it is straight 6 years or 5 years or 4 years, as the case may be, so the government will be so focused.
All right.
That is my position.
Government being focused on, of course, to cut costs and governance. After all, election campaigns takes money, and some of these governors are tempted to dip into state pockets or state funds to finance their elections, and they'll come back for a second term or a second term. Take it up from there.
All right. I don't, as legal practitioners, we don't frown at constitutional amendment.
Yes.
At any particular time when you see that maybe there's a lacuna or there's a lapse in this particular place, it should actually be amended. You understand? Like 6 years is enough time for someone to be too relaxed. It's enough time for someone to be too relaxed.
Too relaxed or too focused? So what
no, too relaxed to feel that I have enough time. To feel that being focused has to do with the personality. And being also too relaxed also has to do with the personality. That's why I said that it has to do with conscience. So 6 years is enough time for you to you say, this is just 2 years. I still have 4 years to go. After 3 years, I still have 3 years to go, as the case may be. You understand my point? So that's why I'm directing the point. I'm not totally disagreeing with you. I'm directing the point that it has to do with conscience, whether 6 years or whether 4 years, as the case may be actually. Then again, do not also forget that even after 8 years, when these guys want to leave office, we see where they tend to not want to install somebody to actually succeed them. So in that case, that, okay, yes, I'm not going for second tenure. But you can go for second tenure through somebody else by trying to, sponsor somebody else to come out to occupy that office, knowing that you're not going for that position again, to sponsor a loyalist. But I've seen cases like that in elections like this, even in 4 years. You understand my point? So at the end of the day, it boils down to the conscience. It boils down to your relationship with people. It boils down to being charismatic, to know that, yes, I feel the pain of these people. I want to work as a time, whether 4 years or 6 years, as the case may be.
Well, you heard him talk about laxity when you talk about governance, in the sense that people will be so relaxed that he or she has a long period of time to be there.
That is,
and he said it's factual also to the personality of the person. It could be, how would I put it now, nonchalant, or better still, be very, very active. And don't forget also, he raised the point of installing someone that will represent your interest when you exit the scene. So perpetuating, so to speak, right now, whatever the incumbent at a point in time choose to perpetuate in terms of his past.
yes, his whole view tends to look at the behavior of the politician or the governor or the president, as the case may be, that in other words, it changes nothing, because we are looking at human behavior, as so to speak. That is what he's trying to pinpoint in his whole expression. But to me, I have seen a kind of unity in the country wherein there is a clear system, or sorry, a single term of office. I've seen unity in the country.
Unity in what ways, in what terms?
Yes, in the sense that, you see, the problem we are having today is because of, you see, politicians, because of, by all means, they want to come back to their off. They want to win at all costs. That is why you see all these tensions, disunity in the country. But a situation whereby you come and rule and that is your business, the country will be so peaceful. The electionary crisis, violence, killings, every 4 years, as the case may be, we hear in the country, the uprising, all this thing will be buried. We don't hear about anything about electoral violence. That is the angle I'm seeing it.
You heard him, the angle he's saying it, electoral violence every 4 years will be like, terminated after just 1/6. And what is there is after, some are saying that, in fact, it's going to help the country save money, because anyone will run around trying to conduct election, which gobs money. You get to hear billions, you get to hear millions, as the case may be. Saving money for the country. Briefly.
Okay, unfortunately, I still vehemently disagree when you talked about peaceful. The truth is that you cannot take away, unfortunately, you cannot take away violence and crisis during elections. You understand? Because whether 6 years or 8 years or 4 years, you still have bad eggs. You still have bad eggs in politics that will tend to portray all of these art. You understand my point? So the truth is that it has nothing to do with the fact that it will reduce. Like I said, because of the fact that it is 6 years and 1 10, it now becomes a do or die affair. And contrary to what my learned friend said, it is, in fact, that's what is going to even increase the tension. It will increase the tension and saying that, almost 6 years is quite a long time. So this time, I want to enter this particular office. So it creates more tension. It creates more tension. It creates a situation whereby you now see anarchy and violence everywhere. That is what even encourages violence the more.
Because you have just one shot at it.
Yes, you just have one shot for it.
So it's
you heard him. He said without of one shot, it's going to increase violence. Everyone wants to get it by all means.
By all means.
Although it's my learned colleague, his own opinion, but so far the advantages, the betterment and development, if you look at it, if you experiment a single term, I think it's even bigger than the other side is saying. The disadvantage is trying to pinpoint. That is the way I'm saying it. So I still support vehemently the single term. There is a system of 5 years or 4 years, as the case may be. So that these people will just rule for a stretch 6 years and go and leave the place.
All right.
Yeah, the idea of seeing the politics as a do or die affair is because of this. What's it called?
Well, this saying a single term will make it worse because now you have just one shot.
No, I'm not saying it that way. That is not true. That is not true. That is not true. In what sense? He should explain how.
Because he said, since you just have just one shot at 8, you do it impossible to make sure that you are there.
Yeah, you get it. That by all means, you want to get it by all means, because 6 years is actually a long time.
Because now you have also settled your mind that, oh, is sister. That would not be the culture.
So you're saying okay, so both of you are like saying that it boils down to the personality of that politician.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
Okay, well, gentlemen, you can see our time is up. Okay, now briefly, 30 seconds each about this particular bill that is being proposed right now. How do you think Nigerians should react to it, or how do you think the House should react to it? Yes, that's the House. Should they take it? Should they adopt it?
Yeah.
Should they make it a bill and all that?
Yes, I
briefly.
wish to appeal to the stakeholders.
Yes.
To ensure that this time around, this issue of these proposals for 6-year term, that is single term, has been proposed before now. But at the end of the day, it was frustrated, it was rejected. But this time around, I want to appeal to the stakeholders, the lawmakers, and the present administration
to accept
to
it.
ensure that the bill see the light of the day.
Thank you. So Joshua, briefly, 30 seconds, please.
All right. For me, personally, those guys are not doing they're not doing badly. But again, I think what is more important is how to actually make the system work. That is what is really very important to me, because whether 6 years or 4 years, as the case may be, it actually depends on the individual. Coming down to relate with the people to say that yes, this is what you want to do. You understand? So I think it's not a bad start for us to have actually thought of it. And again, it should not give that room. It should not give that room for actual for carelessness. So whether 6 years or 4 years, as the case may be, there should be things that it's going to work out in the system.
Thank you so much.